Deep within the rainforest, a strange spectacle unfolds. The dense canopy above filters the sunlight, casting an ethereal glow on the forest floor. The air is thick with humidity, and the sounds of the jungle create a symphony of life. Birds call out to each other, and the rustling of leaves hints at the presence of unseen creatures. But amidst this vibrant ecosystem, something unusual is happening. A vast army of ants marches in a relentless circle, their movements synchronized as if they are part of a well-rehearsed dance. Each ant follows the one in front of it, creating an unbroken chain of motion. The circle is so precise, so uniform, that it seems almost mechanical, yet there is no leader, no guiding force. The ants are trapped in a loop of their own making. Their bodies form a swirling vortex, a living whirlpool of tiny, determined creatures. From above, it looks like a dark, churning storm, a miniature hurricane of life. The ants move with purpose, but their destination is nowhere. They are caught in a cycle that has no end, a perpetual motion that leads only to exhaustion and death. It's a mesmerizing and unsettling sight, one that captivates and disturbs in equal measure. The ants move with such precision, such determination, that it's hard to look away, yet the longer you watch, the more you realize the futility of their efforts. They are trapped in a pattern they cannot escape, a dance that will ultimately lead to their demise. A macabre carousel of life and death, the circle is dotted with the bodies of those who have already succumbed to exhaustion. These fallen ants serve as a grim reminder of the fate that awaits the rest. The living continue their relentless march, oblivious to the growing pile of the dead. It's a stark illustration of the thin line between life and death in the natural world. This is the ant mill, a phenomenon as fascinating as it is tragic. Scientists have studied this behavior, trying to understand what drives these ants to such a self-destructive end. It's believed that the ants lose their pheromone trail, the chemical scent that guides them, and begin to follow each other in an endless loop. Without a new trail to follow, they are doomed to repeat the same path until they perish. Imagine stumbling upon this scene during a jungle expedition. The dense foliage parts to reveal this strange hypnotic dance. As an explorer, you might feel a mix of awe and sadness witnessing such a rare and tragic event. The jungle, with all its beauty and mystery, also holds moments of profound sorrow. The air buzzes with the frantic energy of thousands of ants, their tiny bodies moving in unison. The sound is almost electric, a constant hum that fills the air. It's a reminder of the sheer number of ants involved in this phenomenon, each one playing its part in the larger tragic whole. Their tiny legs carry them endlessly around and around, each step a testament to their determination and resilience. Yet this determination is also their downfall. They are driven by instinct, unable to break free from the cycle that ensnares them. It's a poignant reminder of the power and the limitations of nature. It's like watching a miniature city caught in a destructive ritual, a community bound by a shared fate. The ants move with purpose, but their actions lead only to destruction. It's a silent commentary on the fragility of life and the inevitability of death. A silent symphony of chaos and despair. The ant mill is a haunting reminder of the delicate balance of nature. It's a scene that stays with you, a vivid illustration of the beauty and the tragedy that coexist in the natural world. As you leave the jungle, the image of the swirling ants lingers in your mind, a testament to the complexity and the mystery of life. To understand the ant mill, we must first delve into the fascinating world of ant communication. Ants, like many social insects, rely heavily on chemical signals called pheromones. These invisible messengers guide their every move, from foraging for food to defending their colony. One type of pheromone, known as a trail pheromone, is particularly important for navigation. When an ant finds a food source, it releases this pheromone as it returns to the nest. This creates a scented pathway that other ants can follow, leading them directly to the sustenance. So how does this efficient system of communication lead to the formation of a deadly spiral? It all begins when the ants encounter a disruption in their environment, something that throws their normally precise navigation off course. Imagine a foraging party of army ants venturing out in search of food. As they move, they lay down their pheromone trails, creating a network of pathways. But what happens when these trails are accidentally crossed or disrupted? In some cases, the ants can become confused and start following their own trails, creating a loop This phenomenon is known as an ant mill or death spiral. It occurs when the ants lose the pheromone trail that guides them to food or back to their nest. Instead, they begin to follow the ant in front of them, forming an endless circle. The more ants that join, the stronger the pheromone trail becomes, reinforcing the loop and making it increasingly difficult for the ants to break free. As more ants join this loop, the pheromone trail becomes stronger, making it even more difficult for them to break free. The ants are driven by instinct, and their reliance on pheromone trails, which are chemical signals left by other ants, becomes their downfall. The trail becomes a trap, a self-perpetuating cycle of confusion. The ants continue to march in circles, exhausting themselves in the process. This behavior can be seen in various species of ants, but it is most commonly observed in army ants, which are known for their aggressive foraging behavior and large colony sizes. And so, the ant mill is born, a swirling vortex of confusion and impending doom. The ants are unable to escape the loop, and they continue to march until they die of exhaustion or starvation. This tragic phenomenon highlights the delicate balance of nature and the importance of communication and coordination within animal societies. The ant mill serves as a stark reminder of the consequences of losing one's way and the dangers of blindly following the crowd. One famous example of an ant mill was observed in 1936 by American naturalist William Beebe. Beebe was a pioneering ecologist and ornithologist who made significant contributions to our understanding of the natural world. His observations of the ant mill in Guyana provided valuable insights into the behavior of army ants and the challenges they face in their environment. He described a massive spiral of army ants in Guyana that measured over 1,200 feet in circumference. This enormous ant mill was a sight to behold, with millions of ants marching in a continuous loop. The sheer scale of the phenomenon was both awe-inspiring and tragic, as the ants were trapped in a deadly cycle from which they could not escape. Beebe's detailed account of the ant mill helped to raise awareness of this fascinating yet harrowing natural occurrence. This mill, which persisted for 2 days, contained millions of ants trapped in its deadly embrace. The ants continued to march in circles, driven by their instinctual behavior and the overpowering pheromone trail. Despite their best efforts, they were unable to break free from the loop, and many perished as a result. The ant mill serves as a powerful metaphor for the dangers of losing direction and the importance of clear communication and coordination within any group or society. It is a reminder that even the smallest creatures can teach us valuable lessons about the complexities of life and the consequences of our actions. Section 5. Trapped by instinct. Why don't the ants simply realize they're going in circles and escape? The answer lies in the very nature of their instinctual behavior. Ants are hardwired to follow pheromone trails, even when those trails lead them astray. Their tiny brains lack the capacity to understand the larger picture, to comprehend that they are caught in a deadly loop. They are prisoners of their own senses, slaves to the chemical signals that govern their lives. Section 6. Order and chaos. The ant mill serves as a stark reminder that even the most seemingly sophisticated systems can have unexpected and catastrophic failures. It highlights the delicate balance between order and chaos that exists in nature. On the one hand, we see the remarkable efficiency of ant colonies, their complex societies built on cooperation and communication. On the other hand, the ant mill reveals the fragility of such systems, how easily they can be thrown into disarray. Section 7. Breaking the cycle. Attempts to save ants from these death spirals have proven difficult. Disturbing the mill or trying to redirect the ants often proves futile, as they quickly return to their circular path. In nature, the mill typically ends when the ants are completely exhausted or succumb to starvation. The few survivors may manage to break free, perhaps carrying with them a valuable lesson about the dangers of blind obedience. Section 8. A mirror to ourselves. The phenomenon of the ant mill holds a deeper significance, a reflection of our own human condition. In the natural world, ants can become disoriented, following each other in an endless loop until they perish. This tragic cycle is known as the ant mill, a stark reminder of the dangers of unexamined routines and blind adherence to the status quo. Just like the ants, we too can become trapped in cycles of destructive behavior, caught in systems that no longer serve us. In our daily lives, we often find ourselves stuck in repetitive patterns, whether it's the daily grind of commuting, the monotony of a 9-to-5 job, or the endless loop of consumerism. These cycles can be suffocating, leaving us feeling trapped and unfulfilled. The ant mill serves as a potent reminder to question our assumptions, to be wary of blind faith, and to always seek a broader perspective. When we find ourselves at a crossroads, it's crucial to take a step back and evaluate our choices. Are we following a path because it's what we've always done, or because it's truly the best course of action? This moment of reflection can be the key to breaking free from the cycle. It is a lesson in the importance of adaptability, critical thinking, and the courage to break free from the confines of our own making. By embracing change and challenging the status quo, we can forge new paths and create more fulfilling lives. Whether it's pursuing a new career, adopting healthier habits, or simply taking time to reflect on our goals, the act of breaking free is a powerful step towards personal growth and fulfillment. The ant mill, though a small and seemingly insignificant phenomenon, holds a mirror to our own lives, urging us to be mindful, to question, and to strive for a better, more conscious existence.